Good evening, guys. Hey, it's Egwin. The last couple of hours I spent at a dance workshop, actually a fly low workshop with Isael Cruz. He's probably one of the best people when it comes to contemporary dance fly low in the world. So he's really good. And I watched him, at the end I watched him teach a private class with a dancer. And it was amazing. Like, it reminded me so much of something that is of really great importance for all of us in our lives as well. And I wanted to share that with you. And it's about content. It's about what is visible and what lies within something that for most people is not visible to the naked eye. Now in this workshop he was also teaching small leaps and twists in the air and stuff like that. But see, there are different options to organize your body around your body center. And watching someone who can really do that and hearing him explain it opens up sometimes a completely new perspective. So flying high, obviously, is something we all can relate to. You jump in the air or something like that, and obviously it's like flying high. Flying low, on the other hand, organizes itself around the body's center, but in completely the different direction. You still sometimes leap off the ground, but not so much leap as literally just bounce off it, like a loaded spring. Hard to explain without actually seeing it. Where I want to go with this is that if you look at it from the outside, as someone who hasn't got a clue from movement, you would say, well, he jumps in one and he jumps in the other. But it feels completely different. I don't know what he's doing differently, but there is something very profoundly different about it. I just can't put my finger on it. And that's the interesting thing about all those things. Like, the one who is performing it, or someone from the audience who actually knows what this guy is doing, or is at the point where he or she can relate to what he is doing, they can describe it in more detail. They can describe this feeling. They can describe what this actually does with them. So basically it all comes down to, no matter if someone understands what you're putting out there, how you perform, how you show yourself, from the first impression, from just simply a physical description, a plain physical description of what you're doing, no matter if someone can relate to that or not, everyone can relate to the content you put in, no matter if on a conscious or a subconscious level. And actually, it doesn't matter what we're talking about. It doesn't matter if it's the content that you put in a video, or if it's the content of your business, or if it's the content of a conversation you have with this person on a very personal level, maybe. The content is always transmitted, no matter how the shell looks like, on a conscious or a subconscious level, depending on who is watching. But the message will always be sent, and from most people also be received. The question is only, are they capable of bringing that question, or that, sorry, not the question, bringing that message into their consciousness far enough so that they actually actively and consciously understand it. But as soon as they get a second impulse, as soon, for instance, as you ask them about it, did you see a difference? Did you feel a difference? What do you say to that in correlation to that? As soon as you give them this perspective change, then suddenly they start to become conscious about it. And that's one of the wonderful opportunities we have, or each and every one has, to open someone else's eyes to his or her own world. And that's how we interact on a much more profound level. Instead of going out there presenting ourselves and or talking in a conversation and thinking right from the beginning, the other one is going to understand me anyway. Well, there are subtle nuances to each and every one of us who are transmitted. And if the other one isn't a really good mind reader or knows about what you're talking, then it's sometimes difficult for them to truly understand. But you can facilitate that understanding. You can support that they understand you by a simple task of asking a question after. I'm not going to talk anymore. Have a wonderful night. Think about that. If you have any questions, comment on the video. I'll be happy to answer them. Have a wonderful time. Bye.